My name is Deniz. I'm coming from Turkey, Istanbul. Thanks for joining us at the last hour of the conference. It's a pleasure. Well, I'm here to share my experiences with you as a technology reporter. So, the best thing about tech reporting is that you get the chance of touching the future. A new technology comes and you witness how it changes our lives through time. And like smartphones, drones, or HD action cameras, or even the autonomous self-driving cars are this type of technology. However, you don't witness these shifts very often. It's not every month. But when you do, you know that it's the next big thing. So when I first met with the virtual reality technology, that was the sense that I got. As a technology reporter, I had the chance to try the Oculus VR back in 2013, 2014. It was an amazing experience, but I wasn't sure if this thing would go mainstream because I thought it would be only aimed for a special group of people in the gaming industry, gaming addicts. But this year, precisely just a few days ago, I tried the HTC's Vive virtual reality headset. And I said, "Oh God, what an improvement!" That was my first sense. And here actually is a video behind me. And you put the headset on, and in just 5 seconds, you are not there in the room anymore. In this demo presentation, I was looking at the undersea in a wreck, in a shipwreck, and a 20-meter long whale was just passing by, and I was just moving myself not to touch the tail of the whale, and it was incredible. And it's not an experience that I can tell you here. It's something that you personally should see, just like the Morpheus in Matrix. Like you can't explain what the Matrix is, but you have to live it yourself. So, but here is the view, and this is something that I'm touching with my hands, and I can feel the pressure. I can feel I'm trying to fix a robot there in the demo, and I'm feeling the pressure in my hands that I'm working with things. And when I saw this, you feel like in a science fiction movie, but it's not. And I think that's why virtual reality is getting real. How VR works? Mel explained it. I mean, he's been working on this for many years, but I will put it very simply. It's a computer visual, actually, that tricks your brain that you are in a different space and time. That's what you believe when you put the VR headset on. And it plays an image, and the image is modified, and when you move your head, you can make an interaction. In my idea, it's the next evolution of the human and computer interaction. It may take us to a very different level, and it allows us to get a different experience. And here, I think, the key word is experience. The success of virtual reality, in my opinion, it depends on how well these experiences are reflected to the users. And today's young generation, we all know from our media experience that they are very interested in having new experiences. It's the most important thing for them. And that is why many venture capitals are putting money into the VR business. This graphic was taken from Wired magazine. From 2006 to 2014, venture firms have bet more than $1 billion in virtual and augmented reality projects. In 2014, Facebook acquired Oculus VR, which is one of the most popular virtual reality company, for $2 billion. And remember that Oculus VR was founded only in 2012 as a Kickstarter project. It was a small project. And virtual reality is going mainstream. That's what I'm observing in the technology world. This year, Walt Disney invested in a VR startup for $66 million. And it shows that the movie business is interested in having this virtual reality. And Samsung recently announced a VR device that is going to be sold probably in November for $99. In 2016, Sony will release its own PlayStation headset. And again in 2016, Microsoft will also start selling its device. It's an augmented reality device. It's a bit totally different than the virtual reality, but and probably it will be in the market in 2016. And I mean, God knows, when Tim Cook appears on the stage and says one more thing, who knows what happens. And then we will watch how the industry evolves. So one of the market advisors from DigiCapital estimates that the VR and AR markets in total will reach $150 billion in 2020. I mean, these are huge, this is huge money, obviously, and we don't know what's going to happen, but there is, what I sense is that there is a there's a big future of this. So, I mean, virtual reality is aimed to grow, it looks like, and it will affect many industries, but what about journalism? So, we are here to discuss, we are here to learn more about this technology, and what about journalism? Until today, I mean, some significant newsrooms, important newsrooms are playing with this technology. I have seen some good examples. From ABC, for instance, a recent project that they did called Inside Syria. You can go on the internet and take a look at it. You need to download a special app, actually. This project shows viewers how archaeologists are working to protect Syria, historical places in Syria. And Associated Press again had another journalism project called The Sweet Life, offering viewers a 3D model experience of luxurious places, like a Four Seasons hotel that you would pay $50,000 per night. It is an experience that I think none of us can live. I mean, at least I can't. And CNN will stream a live Republican debate this month. It is going to be in 360 live video, and the CNN watchers who had a Samsung Gear VR device, they can put on their headsets and they can watch this. Probably it's not going to be millions, but this is a significant move because ABC, Associated Press, CNN, these are big players in the media industry. However, I mean, there are some downsides at the moment because it's still a technology that is evolving, it's developing, but it takes a great amount of effort, budget, and you need to have really skilled, talented people to produce such virtual reality projects. And not every newsroom has this opportunity. In my case, my newsroom doesn't have this opportunity yet either. So, for instance, just for you as a background information, you know, these are the computer skills that the people who are related to virtual reality should know about, and it's really it's not easy to find people who knows all this stuff. So I think in this very moment, if the newsroom has some limited resources, both for budget-wise or talent-wise, I think the 360 videos can be an introduction for the virtual reality. Obviously, it's not the same thing that virtual reality promises us, but in order for the industry to start with, I think 360 videos or cameras is a good opportunity. I will mention what 360-degree videos means. Last July, actually, YouTube started to add 3D support for videos that play back in its 360-degree format. 360-degree format video means that it's an image that is being captured by a special camera that records everything around. I mean, several cameras record everything around us, and with a special software, it is combined and it's made as a unique video. And YouTube, which is the most popular video sharing platform in the world, is now supporting this technology. This is quite significant. It means that people, especially young generations, will get used to watching and seeing these videos. Is it going to be successful? Only time will prove. We will see. But it's important that YouTube is on the ground. I mean, you can check on YouTube's page. There's a special section with 360 videos. If you haven't seen these videos, you can go and check. But just for you to show here as a small demo, Actually, you can also see it on the desktop. This is a virtual reality video, I mean a 360 video that was recorded in Syria. So you can move around with the mouse. And this is from North Korea. You know, North Korea is the is one of the secretive countries in the world. But a group of people went to North Korea and they shot an interesting video showing us the North Korea in 360 degrees, which for us it's impossible, you know, to go there. But it's like almost 20 minutes video, and you can see many things about North Korea that is not possible for us to see. And the next video. So this is an Al Jazeera's work. It was published recently. This lady is walking in Mecca, in Kaaba. It's a sacred place for Muslims. And she has recorded a 360-degree video with a camera that costs only 300 euros. But it's a significant experience because, I mean, I have never been there, for instance, and but by watching this video, I get this experience, at this sense of how it is to be there. And when you put these cardboards on your face, you get an experience that is really valuable, and you can't get it from a simple video. It just takes you there. Facebook is also supporting these videos. So YouTube and Facebook significantly supporting these kind of videos. It means that this is a market that is definitely going to grow. So just to wrap up, what are our challenges and opportunities in my point of view is that we are still unaware of the health effects. There have been like many works, but there isn't, I mean, it says that 3D goggles can trigger fatigue or headaches. However, on the long term, there is no evidence of permanent health issues. Probably Mel is here, maybe, you know, maybe in the Q&A we can discuss. I'm sure he will have lots to say about it. And another challenge is there's ethical questions. For instance, how are we going to draw the line between real and fiction when we use it for journalism? Because if it's a 3D simulated platform, then someone needs to redesign it. But when he or she redesigns it, is that the reality, or is that the thing that the designer wants us to see? That's a very interesting ethical question I think that we should discuss. That's why we need to develop new code of ethics maybe for such computer-generated graphics in journalism. And the potential for virtual reality is currently limited by the lack of affordable cameras and other equipment. It's still an experiment, it's still a development stage, but it's not in the mass market yet, but soon it will reach. And finally, I mean, I think virtual reality offers an important experience that have never seen before, and it will give us an opportunity to tell stories like never before. And not only in gaming, I think in many industries, it will change our lives, in education, in communication, in social media probably. Maybe we can have a different type of social media maybe in the future. I mean, the possibilities are endless, and it's totally a new medium, but there are technical issues that we need to resolve. For instance, there is no behind the camera with the 360 videos or in the virtual reality world. There is no behind the camera. Everything is on the camera, and the viewer has more to see than us, because with our view we can only see up to a certain angle, but the viewers will have a 360 view. So it's going to get some time for us to understand and totally understand this new concept. We need to experiment, I think. And I'd like to finish my presentation with a quote that I found on the internet when I was researching for this presentation. It's from Tim Merrill, DigiCapital. He says that virtual reality and augmented reality in 2015 feels a bit like the smartphone market before the iPhone. And we are waiting for someone to say one more thing. Until that day, I think really journalists should be aware of the potential that virtual reality can bring, and we should experiment. So thank you for listening. This is my blog address, my Twitter handle. If you want to have further questions, we can be in touch. And thank you.
Thank you very much, Deniz, for the insights from journalism and a tech journalist and the Zaman Media Group. We'll move immediately on now to another public.